Tizago on the left, ARCFOX on the right. We're gonna see the double anchor matchup. So one of these players is going to be asserting an anchor differential. But right now, we are gonna see them try and take hold of their misdrops. And a partial in phase 1 from ARCFOX. I think they were trying to take advantage of the misdrops on Tizago's side, but they have since resolved. Tizago gets the pieces she needs in the queue to not have to zone here. Or at least initially. But that continued pressure is going to force Tizago's zone. And oh no, that eyepiece misdrop from Tizago is going to catch her off guard, and that subsequent S-piece misdrop is going to top her out. ARCFOX is going to take round 1 in very quick fashion. ARCFOX 6-3 immediately. Trying to think of how they want to make it out of here. They're going to choose the counting approach. ARCFOX is going to find their well pretty nicely. And Tizago just barely able to find theirs as well. She did have the half zone meter if it came down to it, but still a very scary situation to be in, especially after that last round just happened. And ARCFOX, I believe, is taking the zone at 3/4. ARCFOX loves the partials. And yeah, ARCFOX doesn't have any way to get that out of there. Does have the half zone if required. Tizago's going to be ending zone pretty soon here, setting 48 over, but ARCFOX is going to be allowed to take all of it. Tizago finding the Kaidan, but is now in a very dependent situation where they have to waste Eye. I think just decline DT there. They know what limits they're willing to go for. ARCFOX taking the zone, setting 38 over. And Tizago's able to take that entire zone. She is currently in the situation to steamroll, but right now she's very Q dependent, and she's gonna have to waste an Eye, so she's not gonna get max lines. And ARCFOX is gonna be using this entire zone to build a 4-wide. This is quite the gamble. You're not gonna have meter afterwards. And the combo is gonna drop at the worst time possible! If they had recognized it was going to drop, they could have used the stall placement and maybe restarted combo. But their options were very limited after taking that gamble. And Tizago was able to punish. We are now 1-1. And this time it's going to be ARCFOX taking the C-spin instead of Tizago here. We're going to see a little bit of a role reversal. ARCFOX takes the PC. Tizago is aware, recognizes that they don't have the eyepiece. They cannot break glass in case of emergency. And decides to skim out, prioritizing their life. And ARCFOX deciding to start the zone even after the misdrop. And yeah, that's going to completely cap their lines. Only going to be allowed to send 32 there. And Tizago's going to mitigate it all with a 9 combo. Very impressive. But ARCFOX is skimming a lot here, which is giving them ample time to abuse this phase 1. If that's on purpose, it's amazing. And Tizago's gonna take the zone as soon as she can. Started off with a pretty nice combo as well, but now her lines are capped, so she's only gonna send 45. And ARCFOX is gonna take all of their stall placements available. Oh my gosh, that is a very greedy eye waste. ARCFOX trying to keep their spawn open, but that O-piece doesn't like them. But they're at least able to tank just about all of this. Tizago has a TST tower on their board, swagging out. They have to break back-to-back in order to access this well, but that's still a lot of pressure being sent over to ARCFOX. Both players have equal opportunity to threaten transition on their next zone. Tizago finds well, ARCFOX completely clean, ARCFOX finds donation. Tizago trying to make it to their well in the most efficient manner possible. And she's gonna tank. Tizago might be threatening a zoneless here. It's a possibility that ARCFOX is gonna have to respect. And Tizago's gonna do it. She's gonna exercise zoneless. That is going to put her at immediate advantage. ARCFOX is not ready to take the damage. That is a pretty nice micro combo from ARCFOX to mitigate here and put Tizago in a very bad spot after those misdrops. ARCFOX has the full zone at their disposal. They're going to exercise it now. And, oh my... That missed soft drop actually forced them to count to 4, which is going to make their zone slightly more efficient. But Tizago's going to mitigate it all with that quarter. And now we're neck and neck. It's anybody's game, nobody in a clear advantage. We're going to see some desync from ARCFOX. ARCFOX finding a very nice donation here. Both these players trying to make the most of their board states as efficient as possible. I feel like this is a scenario of whoever's the first to send twice is going to force the zone. But that misdrop from ARCFOX isn't looking good. Let's see even more desync. ARCFOX sending 25. But Tizago's gonna mitigate that all with just her lines. And she's gonna find the ulti sending over 47. This isn't looking good for ARCFOX. They have a quarter zone to their name, but they have a decent amount of overcharge. Isn't enough. We're about to find out. It is not. And even with those misdrops on Tizago's side, she does not have to deal with it. And she's gonna take that second point. We're gonna see the C-spin from both players. Different C-spin builds, but a C-spin nonetheless. Both of these players love their C-spins. Both of these players are going to take the PC. But Tizago's was slightly better. Luckily for ARCFOX, they chose against going for the DPC route. So they don't get immediately punished. Tizago's not able to DPC here. And we're gonna see some desync from ARCFOX as they go into their 6-3. We're gonna see even more desync. And is that another partial from ARCFOX? Okay, you always love to see that. You're not allowed to wait for gravity and zone, so ARCFOX was forced to triple tap that in order to make sure they tucked it where they wanted to. And they're gonna send 45 over. Which isn't a lot, but if they play their cards right, they could definitely tank most of what Tizago was able to send here. And Tizago's not even gonna get max lines. Maybe they won't even have to worry about it. And the roles have reversed, and Tizago's going to be the one who's allowed to tank. If that was on purpose, that's amazing. But even so, that's the situation that we see right now. Both players at even zone. ARCFOX is currently in control of transition dictation. And ARCFOX looking for that TST. Misdrops, so they're not able to actually perform it. And they're just gonna zone here. That misdrop could potentially cap their lines, especially if that well gets covered too. Because I was gonna start their zone with a micro combo, getting that T-spin. And they're gonna go for a quick end, which is very good for them because ARCFOX only sends 35, and that's a 62 attack curve just from Tizago. And despite it not transitioning, the raw damage potential is enough to just pop ARCFOX out and expand that lead to a 2-point gap. But what a solve from Tizago there. Tizago's gonna find the C-spin. She's gonna take the PC. Oh no, she doesn't take the PC. Very interesting. It's not often you see somebody make those skims and not take the PC. But ARCFOX is gonna be forced to partial here, sending 27 over. Tizago is able to mitigate enough to not be forced to zone. And they're going to waste T for this fractal here. But they're not going to go for the second T-spin. They don't want to get their lines capped. And she's going to send over 41. ARCFOX has a fractal as well. Has a very nice partial zone. Doesn't even need it. But they're still going to decide to exercise it the moment they can. If it's a good play, we're about to find out. Tizago has quite the power stack, but right now, what they're worried about is well access. They're gonna find an amazing combo down, and they're not gonna fall into the trap. They're gonna keep their final send a Tetris, despite having the opportunity to get that double there. Very nice foresight. And even though ARCFOX is up on score, Tizago with the max zone is the one who will dictate transition. Unless she decides to exercise zoneless once again, which is definitely risky when you're down on score, but definitely a move you can make. But no, Tizago's going to start the zone with a mini 4-wide, getting that T-spin when it's over. Tizago's going for the high clear. It looks pretty doable. It's not there, but that's still going to be a pretty nice transition, sending 53 over and immediately heading into 6-3 to keep pace. And Tizago's going to set up a triple-decker fractal. ARCFOX ending their zone pretty soon. They're not going to make it to max lines, so they're going to be receiving a little bit. Tizago has a lot of pressure, so she is in pretty clear advantage. But those misdrops aren't looking good. Oh my goodness, Tizago, you're not allowed to do that. I'm sorry. Wait, maybe she is. Oh. Okay. Those misdrops make it so she's literally just not allowed to do that. But if she got that triple-decker swag tower, I would have lost it. And after all those skims, ARCFOX is now going to be the player in advantage. They have the zone meter, they have the board state. Very greedy tanks, but this is actually very favorable cheese for them. Definitely not the worst case scenario as far as Phase 3 goes. And what a donation from ARCFOX! ARCFOX has been finding really nice donations in every match we've seen them in. ARCFOX trying to find their best solution. They're going to take that zone as soon as they can. Gonna see it start with desync, but it's fine. They're going to get a decent bit of lines, sending over 28, but if Tizago doesn't drop this combo, it's going to be pretty scary. And oh my, Tizago finds maximum combo there, all the way up to 13. Those decisions in the combo were absolutely elite. But ARCFOX took that as a challenge, and is going to send off a 4-wide of their own. And ARCFOX is going to end up forcing Tizago to zone here. ARCFOX is mostly man-made, but is going to be forced to tank to the center of their height. Tizago retaliating with a 4-wide of their own. They're going band for band, combo for combo, 4-wide for 4-wide. And Tizago, once again, very nicely finding maximum combo at 12. And that puts ARCFOX in a very bad spot. I think any lower combo in ARCFOX could have been fine. Like 2 lower. But that's going to put Tizago in an elite spot, and they have the 3-reds! They're going to 4-wide again! And they're not forced to do anything drastic. They are going to be allowed to fully stack this 4-wide. But that combo's going to drop initially. That combo's going to drop again due to misdropping. They find overhangless to keep their board state fine. There is curve potential there, but she runs out of time. And ARCFOX is in the worst spot we've seen them in this far. ARCFOX, I'm not sure how much their overcharge is, but they're forced to take a skim that is very not good. And Tizago is now at match point. We're gonna see the C-spin on both sides. ARCFOX looking for the PC, decides against it. Tizago ended up misdropping, so they didn't have a choice. Oh, that was very nice sequence that Tizago was about to go into, but unfortunately they did end up misdropping. And Tizago does have the sequence to allow her to keep her zone meter. Oh my, that is an extremely greedy decision from Tizago, but it's gonna pay off. She once again keeps her zone meter. ARCFOX finds PC, which almost one-shots Tizago. It does one-shot Tizago as she doesn't have the Q she needs to get out of here. And ARCFOX takes another point at an impressive 130 drops per minute. You always love to see when players are allowed to hit the jets like that. And we're gonna see the mutual C-spin once again. ARCFOX takes their TST first. Looking for PC. They find it. It's an even PC. Neither player misdrops their DPC. And we're gonna see a looping war. Oh, but ARCFOX is gonna end up misdropping their next C-spin. Tizago is going to decide against their next PC. But I can't believe it. We're seeing looping wars in TEC. Not often you get to see that go through. Seeing some desync from ARCFOX here. Given their circumstance, that was a pretty decent zone. Okay, for a moment there, I thought ARCFOX was about to King Crimson, but they know better. And oh my, that O-Tuck from Tizago is insane. But unfortunately, the rest of their queue just doesn't agree with their decision. Very nice vision, but just not allowed. Very nice counter 4 by ARCFOX here. Tizago right now is currently in the board state advantage by a long shot. She has the transitional advantage. But she's not gonna zone yet. She's playing her cards very carefully. She's thinking about a TST tower. She's gonna go for it. She's swagging out. She knows better than to zone for it. Is she gonna try to infinite TST? She is! She's gonna try and do the swag tower again. But it's immediately punished. She's not allowed to take it, and this could potentially cap her final line count. It does. She only sends 22 in transition. And ARCFOX is taking this zone as quickly as they can. It's not looking good for Tizago. ARCFOX isn't even going to try to do anything there. They're going to end their zone as soon as they can, not give Tizago any time. ARCFOX is going to enter that 6-3 as well so they can stack on that post pressure. Tizago only has this quarter to their name, no overcharge after that. So if they're not able to mitigate, it's going to be cooked. They're gonna find the next quarter, but they still don't see the zone chunks, so it's not looking good. They're entirely at the mercy of their piece queue, and it doesn't agree. ARCFOX not going down, closing this lead ever so slightly. ARCFOX wanted to C-spin there, but they did end up misdropping. And that is 3 well swaps in the same send in phase 1. I don't think this game wants ARCFOX to win right now. But ARCFOX isn't going to go down just like that. We've seen their resilience time and time again. This is the closest set that we've seen thus far score-wise. And if ARCFOX get this next eyepiece, it could be pretty cool. Unfortunately, the queue just doesn't agree with it. The game just doesn't want ARCFOX to win. But ARCFOX is going to find the side ties. Tizago's going to keep this zone very efficient. And oh my, what a decision. Tizago wanted that curb so bad, but it's just not real. And ARCFOX is going to continue that entire 4-wide. But unfortunately for them, it wasn't threatening enough to force anything. Tizago was just able to tank the entire thing. But ARCFOX is in that 6-3. Tizago's forced to compromise their board state. They're going to be forced to zone here, and it's not going to be a good one. Actually, given their circumstances, this zone is amazing, but in the grand scheme of things, that's still only 28 damage. Tizago's going to do a floating 4-wide here! Okay, that's insane. But in the grand scheme of things, that is 4 res, so it's not looking good. So her combo is going to be cut short. But even still, she gets the max combo of 12 in that situation. And somehow, Tizago is able to retake zone advantage. But ARCFOX is the one who dictates it. And ARCFOX is going to exercise zoneless. A very interesting decision. We're about to see the fruits of it. It entirely depends on the results of Tizago's zone. Only going to send 34. So ARCFOX definitely has an opportunity to take advantage here. But now they're at the mercy of the follow-up 4-wide from Tizago right now. ARCFOX is going to beat the zone at face value, sending over 55. Tizago sees the zone chunks. They're going to go ahead and use this quarter to make the combo higher. But once again, if it cuts, it could be over. And the combo's not gonna cut. It's gonna be extremely high. She's gonna mitigate almost all of this damage. She is gonna mitigate all of this damage. And immediately start looping this 4-wide, setting it up on the opposite side. Amazing opportunity, but this combo's gonna cut here. And now this next combo is gonna be pretty mediocre. Which gives ARCFOX the advantage as they are in a completely man-made position. Very little to no cheese on their board. ARCFOX identifies the 4-wide opportunity. They're gonna go for it. They're gonna take it out of zone. Very smart decision. They're able to mitigate everything while maintaining their meter. If ARCFOX simul this could have been really nice. But Tizago has a lot of misdrops. So this zone's gonna be tough. And ARCFOX was in a very good position, but they misdrop as well. Which is gonna give Tizago all the time in the world to set up a 4-wide of their own. Once again, band for band, 4-wide for 4-wide, combo for combo. And Tizago's combo isn't going to cut, so they are going to persevere through ARCFOX's pressure here. This is a very dangerous situation for ARCFOX. And ARCFOX is going to be forced to take their quarter here. And they're going to be tanking right after that. Not a situation you want to be in. Tizago's almost entirely man-made. Only 4 lines of cheese. Very interesting decision to tank. But she has more than enough pressure to force ARCFOX to do something drastic. And even then, it's still not enough. That's going to be game set Tizago. The APM was about the same, but Tizago had that